NFL draft season has died down, which means we're back to Reds franchise. And thank you for the comments. I moved Bruzdar out of the second setup role into the first setup role. TJ Antone down to middle relief. And this is a big episode. One, I do want to accelerate through this series faster than we've been currently going. We're in season 1. We're coming up on 10 episodes probably, maybe not that far. And this is a losing season. We're 36-51. Sure, we've had good play out of some of our players that we didn't expect to play very well. And then obviously our stars have played well too offensively, like Tyler Stevenson, like Jonathan India. However, the prospects haven't lived up to their billing thus far. Hunter Green's been fine, but pitching overall has struggled. Nick Lodolo has not been great. Alexis Diaz has really not been great. But I don't know, I guess there have been some pitchers that have been really good. But, we traded for Bruzdar. I like that addition to our team, certainly. And then we've kind of had some unexpected heroes of the series so far. Yeah, sure, he's ice cold right now, but this is an amazing season so far from Jake Fraley. He's getting better. He could be a real mainstay in this team, having a career year, even though his slugging is about what it was last year. Getting on base at a much higher rate means his OPS would be higher. We traded for Max Kepler, who I know we traded Andrew Abbott in real life, who's been dominating in AA, got called up to AAA, and I think was good in his first start. He just didn't have high enough potential in the game. The potential on some of these prospects is just way too low, and it's not even just with the Reds, it's with every team. But Ryan McKenna was kind of like one of those sneaky grabs that we got, and he's been getting better. He's had a pretty good season, although I think he's really slumping with us, so that's unfortunate. However, he plays good defense. He's not really supposed to be the starting center fielder anyway. That'll be Max Kepler for now. But it is draft time. We've done scouting, and I think we know enough to simulate to the draft. Yanni Chirinos is out. That's unfortunate. And then Ryan McKenna with a fractured wrist. Oh, yeah, people told me to turn the injury slider down quite a bit as well. Trades, there's not really much I can do about, as A.J. Minter is traded within the division. Brandon Marsh and Bryson Stott are headed back to Atlanta in a decent prospect haul for the 29-year-old left-handed reliever. But it is draft time. It's just you gotta bear with me. MLB is just unrealistic. The show, there's so many bad trades that happen in simulation. There's so many injuries that happen. Already had trade frequency turned down a little bit. But simulator injury frequency, I think we should turn down a little bit as well. That was told to me in the comments several times. I'll finally do that. And it is officially draft day. We'll go to our first year player draft here in 2023. Now, I have a number of prospects that I looked at. Some of these guys I didn't do enough on just because I don't think we're going to be able to pick them, like Mark McCauley, like Davis Ortega. It's my first year with the scouting, and everyone's too. So, it is what it is. I didn't do it perfectly, but there are a number of players I feel pretty confident about. We know what they can do for the most part. And, we'll add a few of those to the list. There were some players I really did like that I don't necessarily agree with their draft rank or care. Like Alexi Vina is somebody that shows right now that he's going to be a competent hitter, but has big-time potential long-term as well. And we need somebody that can really hit in our lineup, and I think Alexi Vina might be that guy. Plus, he shows that he might be very good, maybe not so much defensively, but athletically. Might be a base stealer for us. His potential is a little bit lower than you'd want. Usually you'd want to see that maxed out at 99, but a max of 90 doesn't seem so bad. Juan Vega is also somebody that I liked as a high-potential defensive player. Don't know that we'd take him in round 1, but maybe if he's there in round 2. He's current draft rank of 23 for us. His potential seems quite high. He's 21 years old, switch hitter. I just worry that the bat is never really going to get there. But let's go to the draft. We have a couple of players that we've keyed in on. I think Alexi Vina would be the pick. I know, pitchers are valuable or whatever, but we really need somebody that can hit. I think our pitching has done a fairly good enough job so far based on expectations, but the pitching has not quite been there. And with the first pick, it looks like the audio might be blaring for you guys, but let me turn that down. The first pick is Schreiber. The Pirates going with Milo Schreiber. Draft rank of 2. We had him at number 7. Potential's 80 to 90. So not anything super crazy, although his overall looks like it could be pretty high right away. 65 to 75. So that is the Pirates' first overall selection. And at number 2, who else is yellow? Who's picking at number 2? It's the Nationals. I guess the background just stays yellow always. It's O'Keefe, somebody that we had on our board. He was our draft rank of 3. His potential is 82 to 92. And the overall also seems fairly high at 67 to 77. You're usually not going to see too many players rated in the 70s. So it is, really good when you find 170 plus with high potential as well. Although I think, from my understanding, that is fairly rare. Tigers at number 3. Going to go with what appears to be a pitcher. It is Frank Bastar. Up to 94 potential. And overall, maybe as high as the 80s? Is that true? 19-year-old player, switch hitter as well, which is a little bit unusual for a pitcher. You do see it occasionally. Lee Smith comes to mind. I think he's a switch hitter. Or maybe not Lee. No, maybe Lee Smith is, but Vita Blue historically as well. Davis Ortega, the number 1 player, draft rank 1, our rank 1, even though we didn't do any scouting on him, goes at number 4. The Twins at 5 go with the shortstop Mark McCauley, 21-year-old switch-hitting shortstop from Texas at 5'10", 173. Decent bat, high vision and discipline, great defense. Seems like he could be a really good player. And then Richie Cortez, taken right in front of us. We looked at him. Stamina seems like it'd be quite good. Has good stuff. You worry that the actual per 9s are never going to be fantastic. But here we are on the clock at number 7. We don't pick again till 37. So basically our decision here, do we want to go with a top-ranked pitcher, which would be Ronald Banks, only 18 years old, and already looks like he could be pretty good. And obviously, as you can see from the future grades, anything in the well above average, the light blue, says that he's probably going to be a very, very good player. There's not really a good spot for my face cam in this, by the way. Maybe I'll cover up that. But definitely seems good if we were to take a pitcher. For sure. I just don't know that I want to go that direction. And I can totally understand not liking that decision. Because, pitchers are valuable. And this seems to be a pretty good pitching class. Rick Woodson was somebody I liked down the board. I don't know that he's going to get to our next pick, but I quite liked him a lot. High stamina, walks per 9 is great, home runs per 9 is great. Pitch velo could be maxed out. He seems like he could be a really solid option for us. Only 18 years old. I think I'm going to end up going with a hitter. And I like Alexi Vina. He's draft rank 19 for us, but he shows that he has a very solid bat right now. His injury risk is low, but he opted out of the exam, so I'm not sure how we know that. Bonus demand is $3 million, which is okay. No, I've talked a lot about Moneyball. It's more about sabermetrics. I'm okay spending money in this series. Not trying to keep it under any threshold. I'm just trying to find some guys that you wouldn't normally expect to be good players that perform a role for us. Platooning could be something we look to do as well. But Alexi Vina, I think, is going to be the guy. Only 18 years old, out of New York. Contact seems to be pretty good right now, but great long-term. Power, at least against lefties. Looks like it could end up being really good. Vision and discipline, same type of range. And then speed and stealing look like they're pretty much already elite. Alexi Vina will be our pick. Welcome to the Cincinnati Reds, Alexi Vina. Now, we don't really know anything more about him right now other than what we already knew. But he's an outfielder. We have a need in the outfield. I don't know if the defense is ever going to come along, but he's very fast, and he has a pretty good hit tool. Pretty good power tool as well. And then these guys, I think, would be in consideration if they're available at 37. I don't really expect Ronald Banks to make it. Juan Vega, I suppose, could. And then Basil Hutchinson is draft rank 39, which says he should be available at our pick, but who knows how real that is, you know. You never know. But I like him as well. High contact, high vision and discipline, great fielding and speed. I think he'd be another nice, quick trip to the majors type guy. His potential's low. I get that. 67 is 77. But I think he'd be good right now and help us win right now. So maybe, a year or two in the minors and he'd be ready to go for us. All three of these guys are still on the board. We've seen Eldon Schroeder go behind us. Chris Reyes, Jamie Rode, Miguel Cortez, and Brett Messer. Cortez was the top-ranked catcher. Potential's not that high. Rode, Reyes were starters. Eldon Schroeder, I think, was somebody I liked. Eye contact at second base. Maybe I don't really mind that we missed out on him. Philip Jang I looked at quite a bit. 65 to 99 potential. It's just there was too much range. We didn't really scout him enough. But the hit tool just didn't seem like it was there. So, you know, you just got to lose out on some of these guys sometimes. Alonso Benitez, I think, was a pretty good-looking starter. 79 to 94 potential is really nice. Julian Quintana we looked at quite a bit. But, again, it's just, it only shows that the power is good. And then a lot of big range. We should have scouted him more, probably, now that I look at it. But, you know, sometimes you miss guys. Ronald Banks is off the board, goes to Baltimore at 17. There's no trading up in this, by the way. The MLB draft, you don't have trades like that, like you do in the NFL draft. So we can't move up for a guy we want. We just have to hope somebody gets there. And right now, Ronald Banks, I'm disappointed he's off the board. He would have been a really nice grab for us at 7. And you could make an argument that maybe Alexi Vigna gets to 37. Maybe it could have happened, but I think both of them probably would have been off the board. I think we would have had to go for one or the other. And as Basil Hutchinson goes at 20. Yeah, I think we took the guy we were most comfortable with at that spot. A bat that can help us win. I think our pitching is going to be fine. Oh, and Rick Woodson was somebody I liked a lot too. He goes at 24 to Atlanta. Kind of right where, you know, he was supposed to go. Gustavo Machado. The Padres get another Machado in there. And Juan Vega goes to the Yankees at 26. So all the players in our queue, not that I took that super seriously, but they are all off the board now. And Juan Vega is now draft rank 30. For us, draft rank 23. I thought he was lower than that. Maybe not. Harold Nunez in there. Decent bat. Here we are at 37. Some players we really had scouted a little bit went ahead of us. Miguel Figueroa. James Caruso, we had all the way. Murray Taylor was somebody I remember looking at a little bit. Don't see it with him. Kenny Byers seems like a decent option down the board. Big time power potential. We have him scouted all the way. We know it's probably going to be in a pretty good spot. Speed's all right. Not supposed to go for a while, though. That could be one that we tag and come back to. And at some point, you got to, you know, take some chances, too. Alfonso Encarnacion, only 18 years old. We don't really know a ton about him or Miguel Luis. I kind of like the look of Luis a little bit better, even though potential seems a little bit lower. His overall seems like it'd be a bit higher. But again, we don't really know. Walks per 9, hits per 9 seem like they're going to be in a really good spot. Might never be a strikeout artist. And I know we have him at 50%. I didn't scout all that well. So, and a lot of the guys I did are off the board. So we're going to take a chance on Miguel Luis. Potential, high potential player. Also opted out of the doctor's exam. Taking the 18-year-old straight out of high school. And, you know, I think given our draft rank of 33 and the draft rank of 37, we could be getting decent value there. And there goes Alfonso Encarnacion. Who else do we have? We could double up on pitcher potentially. Ken Lowry's an option. We go with Enrique Magana here. The scouting progress is concerning, but he has 80 to 99 potential, 55 to 74 overall. That can change, but we took a starter, right? We'll take a reliever to add to the mix. Our draft rank has him at 43. I got to trust that to some level. I know I'm just kind of drafting around right where it says that they should go, but it is my first year draft. I'm not really 100% sure what I'm doing, so I'm just trying to trust the board, and, you know, we'll learn more as we do these, and hopefully there should be more drafts to come. We're going to go ahead and simulate to our next pick here, and I don't know that there are any names that I really recognize that are off the board, to be honest, so I guess that could be a good thing. Let's shoot for a high potential player here. You know, it's tough. I see some of these guys, and it's like, how do you not go 83 to 97 potential and jump on that? Because the potential seems like it's only going to be good. Rick Diaz is injured, which is concerning. And we don't have the scouting progress high on these guys. Like 10% for Mark Cassidy is at least a little bit better if we're going to go that direction. Vision at least seems high, 23 years old. That'd just be a draft pick for potential. I don't know that we want to do that. You could make a similar argument for Gustavo here, but the potential is not as high. Rafael Mesa's interesting. 74 to 88 potential, 22 years old. Vision's high. Contact seems very good, at least against lefties. Don't really need middle infield too much, or any infield too much. I know he's third base. We could find out more secondaries later. Reaction looks awesome. He's a maybe. Cliff Dell looks like he could be a huge power bat, but there's a huge variation there. Bobby Turner, super great contact, and it might be good now. Potential is 80 to 99. Let's take a shot on Bobby Turner. Is 22 years old already. Overall, could be real bad, but potential looks like it's in a good spot. Again, it could change. That'd be disappointing, but it could. A lot of these pitchers seem like they might have super high potential. I just worry that their overall is so low, we'll never actually get to see them. Kind of the big problem. Let's go with Mike Ovento. Potential 72 to 91. We have him at 10% scouted. I know that's not great. Vision and contact seem great. Speed seems pretty good. That's exactly how I'm building this team. And he has the extreme pull tendency, which is at least pretty nice in when you're actually playing the games. Draft rank's right around here for us, so we'll try him. Here's a catcher with high potential. The overall is just so terrible. You know, all of these guys down the board here, and we don't really have many of them scouted, just look so terrible. But I don't know. Did we just take a chance on one of these high potential guys? 63 to 61, or 36 to 61, 18-year-old out of high school. Abraham Salas. I don't really like the potential future of the pitching attributes. I think that seems really bad. It's like, who cares if your potential is good if you're never going to be good in the areas that are important? Let's go Cliff Dell. Might never be a high contact guy, but maybe will be a good athlete. He's injured. Maybe that's why he drops. That could be a bad pick. I don't know. We'll try it. I like the power potential. Wayne Church is a reliever. He's got maxed out pitch velocity and break potentially, or close. Hits per 9 looks great. He is 23 years old, so you're hoping the overall is higher than they're saying. But he's one of the highest potential players left out of all these relievers, and we only added one reliever in this. I guess maybe that's too many. But all right, we're going to take Dwayne Church. Take you to church. Did I take him just for the name because I can make memes and jokes with it? Yeah, all right, so what? And that is the draft. That felt like a disaster. But we'll see their overalls in a minute. So we can't sign the draft picks right now. What about tomorrow? How's that go? Max Kepler's back. We won. That's always nice. Do we even have somebody in the home run derby? If we don't have anyone, we're going to skip it. We don't have anybody. We'll lose rights to your draft picks if they are not signed by August 1st. Okay, well, I can't sign them. I'll simulate another day. Maybe you got to get past the home run derby. All right, we'll stop simulating. Who is our all-star, by the way? I don't really want to make this an all-star episode, but finally we can do signed draft picks. We might kick off next episode. We will have an all-star. Let's go ahead and see who that is. I'm sure you guys are very curious. All-star voting. Where are the Reds? No pitchers in there. No pitchers. Hey, there's Luis Cessa. Tyler Stevenson is not leading catchers. That's kind of surprising. Will Smith, is he going off? He's having a good year. Is it as good as Stevenson? His slugging is significantly higher. First base, nobody. How far down is Jonathan India? That's crazy. He's having a great year. Although power right is down 4. How does that make sense? I guess he's kind of cooled off significantly. There's Yandy Diaz. We traded for him. Kind of forgot about that. Shortstop. Oh, Kevin Newman's in the top 5 for vote getters. He's tied with Dansby Swanson. What is the world coming to? Jake Fraley should be getting more votes. Who is our all-star? I don't know. They're not a starter, I can tell you that. But anyway, signed draft picks. What is this screen? Do we not know his overall? Okay, so I guess we sign them without knowing what they actually are. Okay, that's fun. Oh man, this is a game. Why is Dwayne Church at the he's at the back. Never mind. I thought he was at the front. Maybe that meant he's the highest overall. All right. So I guess he's our #1 priority, as he is our #1 draft pick. Took him at number 7. Don't know if he's any good yet. Miguel Luis, Enrique Magana. There you go. Finalized 3-day signing plan. Oh, do we have to offer contract? I'm sorry. I have no idea what I'm doing. I know this is like probably frustrating for all those who have done it. And I apologize. We just give him the slot value. I feel like that's the best way. And he's decided to sign with the Reds. Welcome Alexi Vigna to Cincinnati. Did we overpay? I don't actually know. Bobby Turner, I don't even remember drafting. But super high contact and vision and 80 to 99 potential seems good. Can we pay guys under slot value? He's got 76% interest. Can I lower the money? Oh, that we can still see his interest. Interest changes with the money. All right, let's give him 1.58 million. And Miguel Luis. First of all, 2 first names. I'm not sure we can trust him. But he does sign for under slot value, which is nice. Enrique Magana. Let's offer him the minimum, too. Try to save some money. Magana has decided to sign with the Reds. Love that. And then Bobby Turner. We cannot offer the contract. Let's add the other guys in. I guess we're locked at 3. That's all right. We'll finalize a 3-day signing period. And we got Alexi Vigna. Do we know if he's good yet? We don't know. All right, well, that's okay. So it's not exactly the draft extravaganza that is my NFL series on Madden. But you know what? It was interesting. It was an interesting experience. We have our new corner outfielder of the future. Jake Fraley, you got company. But it's going to be Will Myers, who might move on over. He could play first base. This could be the Joey Votto replacement. We know Joey Votto is not a permanent option for us. Man, he's getting bad. He's getting so bad. Well, Joey Votto is somebody that is a Reds legend. He's 39 years old, and his contract is up after this year. So we're trying to get that off the books. I know he's a legend. We got to get rid of him. After that, you know what? I think we might have Will Myers move to first. Ellie is getting it going a little bit. What about Noelvi Marte? Getting it going a little bit. Spencer Steer sucks. Kevin Newman's really the man. I mean, that's unbelievable that I'm saying that. I got to end the video. I can't talk about Kevin Newman too much. We are 3-7 in our last 10. It is a much-needed all-star break for us. We went in with a little bit of momentum. We beat Brandon Woodruff. Nick Lodolo has a sub-6 ERA now. We're killing it. Anyway, crazy episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.